Alright, here we go. And we're going to need to, for the first time, switch a new item into our quick bar. Ooh, a lot of throwing knives. Yeah, transient curses. There are 2 we can get. That was on this corpse right here in the urn. There's another urn we can get coming up pretty quickly. That's it. You either have to get to an NPC that sells them, or you have to get them to drop from the ghosts. And actually, that reminds me. Let's do that. Excellent. Still in mid. Yeah, best of the hammer weapons. I would agree. Definitely the regular hammer weapons. There's a couple great hammers I like more. Oh, right, yeah. I did that on purpose to show off the fact you can't hurt them unless you're cursed. Yes, that's exactly right. If you actually are cursed, you can fight them normally. If you have a weapon that counts as cursed, that works as well, although you don't get the defense. Basically, you can't block against their attacks. Excellent. Yeah, they don't come back, as you might expect ghosts to do. They don't come back, so you don't have to worry about that aspect of a defiant weapon. They do still take extra damage from it, so that's something worth keeping in mind. There we go. Those are the other 2 transient curses we can get. Alright, and this way. We'll be fighting quite a few ghosts by the time we're done. This is one of those areas where there's pretty much only one type of enemy. And the difficulty is in the placement and how often they attack, that kind of thing. The first tricky part is right here. Quite a few of them appear in this room. Yep, and we want to get out of there and fight them at a more manageable pace. Luckily, with our ring, the great soul arrows are going to one-shot them. They have, I think, 220 HP. And you can see now, since we're cursed and we're able to fight, we're able to take their damage normally. They're not actually that tough. I say as one proceeds to do half my health in one attack. You do have to watch out for that. The other reason we kindled the bonfire and then headed here was that you keep your Estus, obviously, until you drink it. And so until we run out, we'll be able to benefit from this. Tramp, of course. You can kind of see her, arms poking through the side there. A spear can deal with that, no problem. There's another one of the 2 in the entire zone, and thus the entire game, coming up, are these banshees. They scream first, their eyes are red, and they shoot lightning at you. Like so. Yeah, they have a higher chance of dropping curses, and they also have a chance of dropping a dagger, the ghost blade, whereas the normal ghosts drop a jagged ghost blade that's a curved sword. Right, we'll pass this for a shortcut. We kick that ladder down. We can reach it by rolling over on that side. We can roll down here and then go up the ladder. We can also trigger another trap. Okay, here is the other tricky part. Not the blades coming from below the ground. They give up as soon as you get past them. Yeah, you can see they kind of start heading our way and then, nope, back to base. But this is Ghost House, if you're familiar with Mario World. Chock full of ghosts. And we want what's in there. We have to go talk to the guy up on top. We can also kill him, but we want to talk to him instead. Yeah, that guy. Transient curses last for a couple minutes. Oh, that's always the worst. Oh, see, look at that. Look at that. So close and yet so far. Can we even inch? No, there's no way. No. But one of those would have been a jacket ghost blade too. That time I got a little bit closer to try to get these ones on the lower level. There we go. Nice. Tracked her all the way down. Look. Oh, come on. Okay, I would sort of get annoyed if that was 5 for 5 of those ghosts and they all drop something. Alright, so we still have a couple minutes of time left. So we're going to take advantage of the fact that we have a nice long-reach weapon. If we can actually hit them, of course. We have a nice long weapon and a lot of poise. So it gives us a good chance against, fighting chance against the ghosts. We also have a lot of Estus. So unless we get locked down in one combo, we're in pretty good shape. It all leads up to this. There's a Banshee in here, and once you anger her, it spawns a couple more ghosts. You also see that she's got a pretty high rate of fire on those lightning bolts. And they don't care what your poise is. He fires in bursts of 3. And I'm just going to go ahead and retreat and heal. Oh, and you can see the sparkles are gone. My curse wore off. That's another good reason to have to back away. Yeah, I think that confirms... Oh, hello. I think that confirms 5 minutes. It definitely was not 10 minutes of ghost hunting. And there's another one. And I think that's it for this room. Okay, we got one drop, actually. This is where I definitely wish I had that speed climb function from Dark Souls 2. Didn't mean to place my sign there. I'm pretty sure the enemy people can't summon you here unless you've accessed the boss. Okay. Blackshear mentioned glitched the game one time, jumped to collect an item midair and died. Yeah, I thought it wouldn't let you. I thought it wouldn't bring up the button unless you were on ground level. Like if you're in the air, it just disables your commands. That's just what you mean by glitched. That you're not supposed to be able to, and you did.
You seek the 4 kings, whom I guard over. This is the key to the seal.
Ingward here gives you the key. The key to the seal makes it sound more elaborate than it actually is. It's actually that giant floodgate I showed off in the Valley of the Drake section, which is another off-stream video. I will be putting that on YouTube as well. And we'll be going through the valley for reals, later. I just wanted to shortcut through it and show just how hard it could be if you weren't ready for it.
In a dark void called the Abyss, but the Abyss is no place for ordinary mortals. Although, long ago, the knight Artorias traversed the Abyss. If you can find him and learn from him, the Abyss may prove surmountable.
That is a very oblique hint about how you need the Crest of Artorias.
What is it? The key to the seal is now in your...
Okay. He's the guy that, if you already cursed... and this is one thing I do know. I didn't have to deal with it personally. But I first came into Dark Souls, I think it was like patch 1.05, and it was right before they had added the ability to buy purging stones from the female merchant. Prior to that, you had to go all the way through New Londo Ruins with half your HP cursed through Ghost House to talk to him to remove your curse. I can't imagine if you actually got cursed. Probably easier to start over your game. But as it is, you can buy transient curses from him. I'll buy one. And you can buy this spell. It doesn't do what it says. It makes it sound like you lose a humanity and remove a curse. Actually, it doesn't use up humanity at all, and it removes your curse buildup, which is one of those situations, same as bleed. I mean, we're going to get it because it's sorcery and we're being thorough, but it's the same as bleed. It's if you need to cast it, it's too late. You don't have time. Okay, we still have our curse on, or our transient curse on, rather. So I'm going to hop down as quickly as we can and get to a spot where we can deal with those ghosts before they shred us. Oh, we're running out of Great Soul Arrows, too. Luckily, we're pretty much done with the ghosts. was kind of hoping for a Jagged Ghost Blade to kind of show it off, and I mentioned that very first video that I ended up I did a Soul Level 1 run to practice on it because I was thinking about LPing it, and I still might. But I went ahead and farmed for a Jagged Ghost Blade. Normally I get it in 1 or 2 tries, or 1 or 2 runs through. That time it took me an hour and a half of farming ghosts, and that was right at the start of the game. So I was doing it with the Fireball, Pyromancy, and Fire Bombs, and just over and over and over. Okay, that was her trying to do that that grab move. Does a lot of damage. And if you either are too heavy, or if you're either too encumbered, or I'd watch it up. You have such a thing if people play Dark Souls bad. So such a thing being a good thing or a bad thing? Oh, yeah, he's talking about how the world is very interconnected. Yeah, it is. That's my favorite part of this game. It is. Yeah. It is a bad thing. The composite bow is if you're using strength, that and the Dragon Slayer bow are the bows for you. They scale with both of your physical stats. All right, but yeah, the gate here is the key to the seal he was talking about. Yep, that makes it sound so impressive and magical, but no, it's just this. Thanks, man. He mentions I'm playing Dark Souls well and it's entertaining. In that case, I'm glad you missed the start of the last episode. I got killed twice by the... Was it twice or 3 times? 2 or 3 times by the Titanite demons in the lower part of Sen's Fortress. Yeah, it was right at the start of the stream. I was off my game. It was rough. You can actually hop down there and survive. We're not going to. Like I mentioned, we're going to break this up into 2 runs. Well, I have enough... No, I don't really have enough spells left. I can show off some of it. Basically, we're not going to be able to get to the boss with the limited amount of spells we have. Alright. One cool thing about this is that with the water gone, you can run over here. A lowly green Titanite shard. If you aren't able to get to the leeches, like if you don't want to do Blighttown at the start of the game, that's one of the very few green shards you can actually get from the start. And that fog door right there is the boss actually. But right here we could actually roll off and go right in if we wanted to. However, I'm also doing it to show off these guys. Skeletor here is one of the Darkwraiths that Ingward was talking about. They're a lot of fun to fight, and they have a chance of dropping Titanite chunks and slabs. And the slab rate isn't bad. I've actually gotten a couple. I think they're the only enemies that drop slabs. One of the 2 I've actually gotten. Yeah, as tempting as it is, I would get completely destroyed trying to fight those guys now. So we're going to go ahead and hop back. Well, after we deal with this. We got some soul spears, might as well use them. Those big guys are the massive souls are kind of theorized to be where those skulls come from. You know, they drift upward from there. It's kind of a neat touch. Now this time we're gearing up for maximum carnage. This is going to be tough. Ideally, we would be able to give the Lord Vessel to Frampt and be able to go to the next area. And when you're done with the Duke's Archives part, you'll run into Logan again. Actually, is he here right now? I think he's already left. No, he's still here until we place the Lord Vessel.
Hello there. What have you been up to? I thought that perhaps you'd gone hollow on me. So have you come to further your study of sorcery?
Yeah. And we've bought pretty much everything we need to from him.
Heading out, are you? I too will leave soon.
Yeah, that's a notice that he will also move on. He will be at the midpoint of Duke's Archives, one of the 3 dungeons you can head to after this. He sells all the sorcery goodies. It's a new type of magic called Crystal. Usually has slightly higher stat requirements, but does a lot more damage. And the Crystal Soul Mass spell would do wonders for getting me through this fight. Can't get it. So we're going to have to hope for the best. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to gear up for... You know, if I'd been thinking, I would have got the very large Ember and come back with a plus 15 weapon that I can enchant. As it is, I think I can still do something similar with another weapon I have. But yeah, so I think we're gonna go with this. We're gonna need firepower. So as tempting as it is to use Hidden Body, it's not gonna be worth it. And then we're going to want Great Magic Weapon back for the boss. Okay, I think that'll do. Black Spirit chips in. Fun fact you may or may not know. In the last alpha, FromSoft planned for the Crestfallen Woman. Okay, interesting. I didn't know that. The Darkwraiths are solid against everything, so we're going to use the Moonlight Butterfly Horn for the all-int, the all-magic approach. And we're also going to want maximum poise to be able to deal with their attacks. Yeah, the deal with 4 Kings that Ingward mentioned is that they have a unique mechanic for this game, and I love how the Souls series keeps experimenting with different gimmicks for bosses, like the Man-Eaters and Demon Souls. They kind of reuse for the Gargoyles in this game. But the deal with the 4 Kings is that you fight one at a time, and at certain breakpoints another one appears, and it's not on issues of health or how well you're doing. It's purely on time, how long the fight's taking. And eventually you can get 4, and actually, if the fight really drags, even more. Although I think a maximum of 4 at a time. There can be, I think, a maximum of 8 Kings, depending if you do badly enough. And yeah, so you really have to have a solid defensive strategy to avoid taking too much damage, take time healing. But you also have to be competent offensively to keep them from overwhelming you. Okay, this is where this area starts. We didn't use a Transient Curse, so we can... Oh, actually, no, but we're going to need one. I forgot there are ghosts in the lower part, too. Oh, interesting. Their shield blocks magic completely. You notice how I did absolutely no damage at all against it. You can get their Dark Hand, which doubles as a weapon and a shield, depending on which hand you put it in, for use yourself. But it's not nearly as effective if you use it. I mean, the defense modifiers are great, but it doesn't have high stability at all. Yeah, I think I may have chosen unwisely here. They seem to be resistant to magic after all. All right. Luckily, they can't handle range very well. Yeah, and there's that Titanite chunk. Now, normally this would be where that big Soul Mass enemy would be, but we've already killed him. And as always, if you can manage to fight one enemy at a time, you want to do so, especially if you can use the elevation to your advantage. So, with that, we've managed to take care of the Darkwraith and 2 ghosts. And there's one more ghost and another Darkwraith in here. There she is. And there he is. If you're confident in your timing, Darkwraiths are good enemies to backstep against. But in my opinion, they leave themselves vulnerable often enough with that grab and the kick and stuff they do, that if you play it safe, I think that's the better way to handle them. Another Titanite chunk. That's how you know you're starting to hit the end game, when the freebies go from the large shards and regular shards at the start to chunks. Alright, if we go back around this way, we get a few more free cracked red eye orbs. And this is we're kind of going backwards now. What the game kind of expects you to do is to go from the start of the abyss, like right inside the floodgates, and start clearing that house right there. Which eventually you go through it, it leads you over and around, and you come to this part last, and you go through it, and there's the boss. We're kind of going backwards because that's the way from Firelink. Another Titanite chunk. And personally, I think this is easier. Yeah, from here. If you drop down or if you walk down, this is where you start. It's arguably the easier way to handle Valley of the Drakes, too. You start off with those guys, and you can cross the bridge with most of them dead, instead of having not. Alright. So we're kind of batting 50, or 0.5 on the Darkwraith for getting goodies from them. That's nothing wrong with that. There is another one, I want to say, is you right in here? No, it's right through here. Hello. There's another time where the reach of the spear really helps out. There we go. Killed him without ever looking at him. Yeah, Zane chips in the moonlight butterfly spear is so disappointing. It is. It is such a letdown. It's a big waste of Demon Titanite, but I've got enough use out of it. I can't feel too bad about it. The muck that those guys spit at you slows you down. Leaves you wide open for the kind of spear they spit out. But otherwise they're not too difficult. Matter of fact, I'm just going to use another one of these. I probably should be saving these for the boss, but... Okay, he's just using those things. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that move. It's easy to step to the side to block it or roll through it, unless you're in that situation I am, where you have to worry about these enemies. Okay. And there we go. And like a lot of things, that would have been slimed there, but since the enemy died, that immediately went away. Okay, 2 more Darkwraiths in here. They start out facing away from you and don't respond to that ruckus at all. Perfect opportunity for backstabs. If you can actually get the backstab off. The only thing that spear does is look pretty. Yeah, pretty much. It wouldn't be so bad if there weren't so many like magic upgrades, and like you, because with the other things, especially with lightning, where your only competition is Sunlight Blade, only gives you 1 cast. There is no flame weapon pyromancy like there is in Dark Souls 2. There's no divine ability, but there's 4 different spells that all give magic to a weapon. So when in doubt, if you can manage it, you always want to raise a weapon to as high as it'll go physically, and then buff it. You never want to actually be using a magic enchanted weapon. I say never. I mean, there's some call for it. If you're going through a slog, if you're only using int, then the enchanted upgrade path isn't too bad. But yeah, it's very disappointing how they handle it. And the Moonlight Butterfly Spear actually has the best advantage in that it's purely magical. It just doesn't do enough damage to make up for it. I think it's part of the general issue of spears in this game, that they kind of made them a little too weak to make it for the reach and utility and the fact you can use a shield with them and everything. And you can kind of tell that by how Dark Souls 2 did the big rebalancing. They started off with spears underpowered as well. They kind of just reused the Dark Souls 1 mechanics. And then they ended up doing a big patch recently to basically buff spears across the board. So it is kind of tricky. They do have their advantages, but this is a Souls game. Ultimately, you need to be able to kill dudes, and and they kind of lack in that regard. This moves you back on to the lake that we saw earlier. I think there's something back here, too. No. Okay. So there's the Darkwraith. We'll go up through here. And right back, here we are. That's a full circuit. That's everything in the Abyss. To the best of my knowledge, anyway. Yeah, there's a ghost retreating. She will attack if you go in for the... if you go for that... if you go for the Titanite chunk. Alright, come on. There we go. Yeah, Beatrice's summon sign is right here if you're human. Whew. Alright, 4 kings. I'm nervous. I gotta admit, guys, I'm nervous. So, the big issue is you absolutely have to have the Covenant of Artorias item. You will instantly die if you touch the ground without it. Blackster meant as though the Moonlight Butterfly horn, if they had if you had the laser attacks. Yeah, I agree. If they had like if you do the lasers with the horn, it would make up for a lot. Okay. So our options: we can use the Silver Knight Spear. They count as ghosts, so we can use the Divine modifier will help. We can use Ricard's Rapier, but we have to keep it buffed. It's no good without it. We can use the Washing Pole. The damage isn't great, but it is fast. The only problem is they're immune to bleed. So you can start to see that we don't really have any good options for this. So what I'm leaning toward is the Silver Knight Sword. It has a high enough base damage to get us somewhere, and then we can enchant it, to help out. It's fast enough and has enough reach and everything. I think it'll work. So we're gonna go with that. We're also going to want to be in light encumbrance because we can't block. So we want basically the highest magic defense we can get away with. I should have upgraded the Black Sorcerer equipment. That's if you're on a weight budget and you need magic defense, that's the way to go. As it is, see, we have to be at 12. We have to be at about 13. Yeah, 12.75 is our weight, so we have to lose three more units. Crown of Dusk is light, looks tempting. Crown of Dusk, the damage suffered by magic attacks also rises. The 4 kings do magic damage. That will get us killed. So we want the... Oh, the Painting Guardian set has high magic defense. That's good. We're going to look like the goofiest thing when we're done with this. 14. Painting Guardian robe. I think that gets us there. Yeah, okay, we're in light now. Okay, this is going to suck if we ever get hit by anything. Our defenses are not good. And once you're clear someplace where you won't fall off, you can just walk off. I'm also going to go ahead and switch these to lightning resin. Alright, here goes nothing. Ouch. Oh, that was quick. Yeah, if I hadn't gotten my items mixed up, switching back to the Estus, I probably would have been fine. And chug it and heal. Unfortunately. Remember, if you can at all help it, do not get hit while you're running. And also, the ghosts do not respect those fog doors. They will chase you through here. So this is where I like to run a little bit to get some distance from them before I try to jump down. All right, are we clear? Yeah, I think we're clear. This looks clear. There we go. I'm gonna run for that bloodstain. Probably should do a Giant Dad playthrough. It's not really a challenge run if I do Giant Dad though. Ooh, I forgot to switch weapons. This isn't good. That time I was kind of hoping on the knockdown there. Oh, didn't finish drinking in time. Yeah, I think the physical defense on this armor is a little too low. So I'm going to do the whole 3 strikes you're out thing. I'm going to go ahead and try this one more time with the light armor, trying to roll around the attacks and everything, get close to him. And actually using the right weapon this time will help. Remembering to switch. And if that doesn't work, then I'll go ahead and switch to the stone armor and do the slow motion approach. The weakness with that strategy is I don't have a shield. So if he spams a lot of the magic attacks, that's going to hurt. All right, Silver Knight Spear, or Silver Knight Sword. So we want that, and then yeah, don't unequip the Covenant. I've done that before too, with the Bellowing Ring for maximum firepower. All right, this should work. Okay. Our bloodstain's all the way over there. That's a pretty good indication of where the king is going to spawn. Alright, I'm going to try to get past him to go get it. Okay. Whew. That's not bad damage. Now, one interesting trick you can do against these guys is it is possible to hit them while they're fading away. I was going to go ahead and block this one, and while I'm out of range of the sword, so I don't get a double hit there. And the second king, if he puts you, if he starts putting you on a back foot like this, you need to deal with him ASAP. You always want to have one king at a time if you can help it. So I'm saving the soul spears for him. One neat thing is they do have kind of a... Oh, there we go. They do have kind of a code of honor here. They would generally... there we go. They generally will only attack you one at a time. I mean, they'll go ahead and bombard you with magic, but as far as melee goes, generally just one at a time. Oh, did not mean to do that, but it got me out of the worst of it. Oh, that's not good. Ooh. There's nothing you can do about that attack except just head back and roll as quickly as you can. If at all possible, you want to be in light load as well. Yeah, I hit the edge of the arena here. Oh, that time he got me. My humanity is high enough that... Is that going to be a kill? It's a kill. It also drains the humanity, too. Oh, it wasn't. Chug, chug. Okay, we need to deal with... We need to finish off this king. Okay, there's another king down. They're both equally healthy. What's the other guy doing? He's circling up around us. Oh, that was close. Oh, geez. Yeah, this is not good. Jenner adds in, lost my weapon buffs. That is true. There's so much stuff to keep track of in that fight that, yeah, very easy to miss one or two things like that. And yeah, the damage output goes down quite a bit on a weapon that doesn't have good scaling, either base scaling or because of my stats, either one, like the Silver Knight Sword. I'm really using it in the first place because it's the best combination of things that works with my stats and has a high enough base damage to get through their defenses, which are pretty high. I mean, it did okay, it's just, yeah, it's not quite enough. Okay. So we got the gold pine resin there. I do think that what I'm going to do this time is use the great magic weapon for the first guy. You take advantage of the soul mass and everything. Use the soul spears to take care of the second guy, and then while the third one's coming in, use the gold pine resin. I'd hope that's enough to take him out before the fourth guy shows up. And I think that's good. Okay. I'm also going to go ahead and put some humanities in my bar if I run out of Estus again. I mean, if that happens, I'm probably screwed, but I have quite a few humanity. So it's, you know, if it's close, that may be the difference. Okay. Make sure I got the crest. Good. And my bloodstain is way out there. One advantage, too, if your bloodstain is in a different direction from the king, he still has to run up to get to you. So it still gives you time to run over to it and get some distance to start the fight. Hello. Or not, as the case may be. I have been surviving with I've been getting these 1 HP finishes like crazy. Okay, we definitely need to recast this. He loves that thrust move this time. Okay, there's him down. I really should have got one other swing to hit him while he was fading, and... gutsy on that one. Oh, he moved too far away for the soul spear to hit. That's gonna suck. Oh, and the other guy's already in. Welp. Oh, I think I backed up to the edge too. Oh, ouch. Okay. I think that confirms the light run is fun. I was doing okay with that one, but I think I'm going to go heavy this time, at least for the variety. And yeah, and Zane, as I'm playing too cautiously. That's true too. It's just that when one hit will kill you after blocking a hit, and I can't block with a shield, you know, it's your margin of error is so much less. But yeah, that's true. Whiffing the Soul Spear definitely cost me on that one. And I'm going to go ahead and use it's kind of like block with the weapon as best as I can. That's another drawback about using the... Oh, oops. Ouch. Okay, this is going to suck. Oh, luckily, if they all drop down to chase me, it might actually make it easier. But yeah, the idea is with the stone armor, like I'll be showing off soon, is that it's not upgradable, so it starts off with pretty solid defenses. And the best part, it has very high magic defense. And enough poise to get through all their attacks, too. So it's a good way to try to just block attacks with your face, if that's what you're reduced to. And you take advantage of the fact that the swings that hit you with the hilts and arms of the four kings just do a lot less damage. Okay, so we got the sword. We're going to be doing this one. Will this put me in fat roll? Is what I have to look out for. No. Oh, because I'm still using that. Ah, why not? That works. And let's get ourselves one humanity to start this off with. Weapon. Yes, weapon. Good. Down we go. There's a bloodstain. It's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be risky. Oh, look how far away! It's not getting. You feel like it's an optical illusion. We're never getting close to it. I'm expecting that purple spell to hit me in the back any minute now. Yep. Oh, we actually outran it. Oh, no, we didn't. We're already in this guy's face. Let's go ahead and use the golden pine resin here. The big risk at this point is that he uses the grab. That's bad news too, because we don't have a high magic block. Come on, dude. You gotta give me something here. Yep. Yeah, there's one thing the Four Kings can do to punish you if you try to do this strategy. This is basically it. He basically did all of it. Ah. What did you do to my RNG, chat? Okay. That's about due to heal up again. At this point, we're going to go ahead and just try to circle around him. We want those soul spears to finish him off. Oh, that missed. I think we're done this time. Yeah, we're dead. Yep. Okay. So with this, the problem with sorcery is I don't have the firepower to bowl through this. Yeah, Jenner is right. I'm taking too long running to my bloodstain and getting that. And my concern with that is that since I have to have one ring slot taken, I can't use a ring of life protection to make sure I keep that. And I've already mentioned in the stream rules, or the challenge rules, that I can't use souls from item duping to level up. So I don't want to lose the souls if I can help it. It is the thing. But you're correct. That's what's getting me killed. It's taking too long at the start of the fight because I'm so far away. So I either need to waste one attempt to run in there, grab my stuff, and homeward bone, or I need to just do an easy come, easy go, and just ignore it. And I will do that this time, just to make it easier on you guys, kind of suffering along in the chat. Oh, he comboed. Well, there goes that Darkwraith combo, and that guy got me. So moot point about the bloodstain now. That's another one you would also be tougher. Speaking of Dark Souls 2 and the changes therein, they make it so that you're not invincible immediately upon transitioning through a fog door. It actually takes a second to you press up against it and then go. And yeah, that is enough to get you killed sometimes. Okay, I think this is a safe spot. Yep, alright. So, sword. Gear. We have... I'll take that off. Let's make it, make everything as smooth as possible on the quick slots. Save some time. And let's open up with... Yeah, we can already cast this. Alright. Alright. Come on, buddy, make my day. This time I'm going to go ahead and save up my stamina so I can abuse him like a boss. Oh, I say that, and he immediately does that. The plan was to let my stamina build up so I could get a nice big combo on him with his health down. We still can. We still get a couple extra hits in, but... Alright, yeah, this thing never fades away, so we just need to block it. And luckily that will knock you down, which is good for a reset. Speaking of resets, that attack has a finite range. Same thing, just get a couple extra hits in. Alright, Gold Pine. We have some Soul Spears left to add to this fight, too. Soul Spears cast very quickly for the amount of damage they do. Alright. Wrong button. Speaking of wrong button. Finish him. Oh, I've actually got a breather here. Recast. Come on, dude. Hey, are you running out my gold pine resin? You so-and-so. He did. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but... Oh, there we go. Okay. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that was great. Well, in the name of my fallen bloodstain, we have defeated the four kings. This actually is a warpable bonfire if you ever need to go back and say hi to this guy. I'm going to quiet down and get some water, and let's go through some of his dialogue.
Undead warrior. I am the primordial serpent, Darkstalker Kaathe. I can guide thee and illuminate the truth. The truth I shall share without sentiment. After the advent of fire, the ancient lords found the three souls, but your progenitor found a fourth, unique soul, the Dark Soul. Your ancestor claimed the Dark Soul and waited for fire to subside, and soon the flames did fade, and only dark remained. Thus began the Age of Men. The Age of Dark. However, Lord Gwyn trembled at the dark, clinging to his Age of Fire and in dire fear of humans, and the Dark Lord who would one day be born amongst them. Lord Gwyn resisted the course of nature by sacrificing himself to link the fire and commanding his children to shepherd the humans. Gwyn has blurred your past to prevent the birth of the Dark Lord. I am the primordial serpent. I seek to right the wrongs of the past, to discover, but the other serpent, Framped, lost his sense. Undead warrior. Only I know the truth about your fate. You must destroy the fading Lord Gwyn and become the fourth Lord.
Well, clearly we're going to say yes.
Very well.
The deal with Framped and Kaathe is probably one of my favorite devices here, where people who tell you the truth, but their side of it, they're to the point where it's incomplete. You only get that part of the picture. it's also kind of interesting that even though they're both primordial serpents, they have the same role. Framtez is on Gwyn's side, and Kaathe is on... Well, he seems to be on humanity's side. But who knows?
This is Gwyn's prison.
Even the way they present it is different. You know, they're referring to it as a prison. It's just really cool. And this is where we have to make a decision. Basically, placing the Lord Vessel for one of the serpents locks out the other one. Frampt is more useful to us. We can give stuff to him for more souls, which is good. We can break down shards if need be. The only thing we're missing out on is the Darkwraith Covenant, which we get by joining it with Kaathe. Feed the beast. That is a vote for Frampt, I take it. Oh, feed him the humanities and then side with Frampt. Okay. Well, in that case, back to the abyss with us. Well, first of all, let's get up to 30. The reason why we want 30 humanity, and if you know, for the people watching this on YouTube when I upload that, I will be editing this whole business out. So apologies for the people in the stream. It doesn't take too long. It's just annoying. Okay. So 30 humanity, homeward bone. And yeah, the You monster? What am I a monster for? What did I do? I didn't actually sit at the abyss. I just lit it. Okay, one more run back through we go. Oh dear, I am sorry about that. No live stream editing from Zero5. Yeah, if I could, I would. Jenner, are you using some kind of exploit? Yeah, how it works is there's an item duplication glitch. If you, because it's the way that Dark Souls handles stored animations, that if you go ahead and hit square to use the item you have selected, and then go and activate another item manually in your inventory that has a yes/no prompt, it will treat it as though you had if you had used the item. Like if you use an Estus flask, it will use up it will take one of the uses away, and then it will treat it as though you had. It gives you the benefit of the item you actually pressed square to use. So in that case, I use it with the Firekeeper Soul. I get the 5 humanities that the Firekeeper Soul gets from using it, but doesn't actually consume it, because it counts me as consuming the dried finger in this case. And yeah, I've decided to only use that to save on grinding, on farming, stuff like that, and I cannot use boss souls to gain levels if I do that. I can only use it to buy shards and things like that. So basically it's just a time-saving measure for convenience for the stream. Because yeah, I would honestly say that I paid my dues farming rats in the depths for humanity. So I have done it. Yeah, it's one of those things where as long as you don't abuse it, and of course that's up to you, up to each person what is construed as abuse. But yeah, I think it really helps with time saving. Okay. I don't recall if once you've cleared the 4 kings, if the abyss is still it still kills you if you don't have the Covenant of Artorias. I don't think it does, but I'm still not going to risk it. Oh, nice shot, right on the bonfire. Okay, let's actually sit at it this time. She asks, is the timing tricky? Basically, as long as you you kind of want to shoot for the midpoint of your roll, like hit the button, like let it go for a second. Yeah, actually, let me go ahead and hold up hold the controller up to the mic here. So if you can hear that. Yeah, that sharper press, that was a square button. And that's enough to do that. So it's pretty forgiving.
The legendary power of the Dark Lord. It can preserve your humanity.
Preserve your humanity.
while undead.
Well, sign me up.
Cast off the shackles placed upon your brethren.
That's true. Yeah, if you have the DLC, near the end of it there are those humanity spirits, and those have much higher drop rates. And don't the big guys give you twins? Like have a chance? Dark Hand. Dark Hand is a great item. We can actually use this because it's a one-handed. As a hand, it's a one-handed weapon. You can't buff it though, and it does fixed damage, so it's not actually ideal. But we could. The Dark Set upgrades. The armor upgrades with Twinkling Titanite, of course. The weapon upgrades with regular Titanite, which means we're going to take it up to plus 15. And speaking of plus 15, I think I'm going to go ahead and take one of my weapons there. There we go. And the Dark Sword, if you use the R2s, it actually does the same combo the Darkwraiths have, which is a lot of fun.
Farewell.
Farewell indeed. Good riddance, Kaathe. We're finding ourselves a better primordial serpent. And the benefit in our case is that a plus 15 weapon lets us maximize the base damage and scaling of any weapon we want, and then it benefits from the magic weapon buffs we can put on there. And that's the real benefit of doing the whole Spellblade thing. That one system right there, the fact that you apply magic and it stacks with the damage of the weapon. That's tough to beat. The trade-off, of course, is that the resins and magic buffs add a fixed amount of damage. Well, I can't say fixed. I should say separate. It's a multiplier based on it's a multiplier based on the magic adjustment for the case of the buffs. The resins are a flat amount. I want to say it's 150 lightning points for the gold pine and 80 or 100 points for the charcoal. And that basically adds a separate damage type, which means it counts against resistance separately. And that's good in the fact you'll always get some bonus damage from it. It's bad in the fact that it won't be much if the enemies have a high resistance or even a moderate resistance to what you're adding to. Jenner asks, does it count as betraying the Covenant? No. Having basically siding with Framped isn't directly breaking the Covenant, so nothing happens. Now you won't be able to rejoin is the catch, but it doesn't count as breaking it. The only time leaving a Covenant also breaks it is with the Blade of the Dark Moon. Killing Gwendolyn will automatically kick you out, and you can't rejoin it. I don't think killing Guinevere breaks it though, or the illusion rather. All right, we just pull that giant golden, giant golden basin out of our backpack and put it down. Okay, those are the 3 golden fog doors disappearing. I pointed out the one in Duke's Archives. It's right across the hill from where the 3 sentinels and the mimic were, near the start of Anor Londo. The Demon Ruins one is from where we were when I was trying to fight Kirk last time. It's basically you drop down there, there's a bonfire down there, and to the right at the bottom of some stairs is that golden fog door. And the last one with the golden fog in the Tomb of the Giants was actually pretty close to where we left off, behind the skeleton ape dog, whatever it is.
Very well. As Kingseeker, I shall now instruct you, the Lord's successor, in your next task. To achieve your fate,
Kingseeker, we're a kingmaker. We're going to be king.
With powerful souls, commensurate to the great soul of wind. Scarce few possess such brilliant souls. Grave Lord Nito, the Witch of Izalith, the 4 kings of New Londo, who inherited the shards of Gwyn's soul, and Lord...
Wait, no, she screams. What's wrong, Jenner? What'd I do?
Seath, the Scales. All of their souls are required to satiate the Lord Vessel. Are you ready? Then we shall return.
Oh. Yeah, she reminded me. Yeah, I actually already have one of those Lord Souls. Yeah, sit at the Lord Vessel so we can warp to it. In the I don't think we can warp to it in any case. But yeah, we want to sit at it and give the 4 King Souls we just got. They don't do anything for us. So, also, we're going to go ahead and start leveling up our attunement. We want to get to 20 as the next breakpoint to get another spell slot. Okay, now we can go back.
As King seek are you then?
It is pretty funny how you can just walk away from NPCs and it just cuts them off. Okay, so this is something to think about while we get ready. I have a couple of weapons that we can all upgrade to plus, well, at least start on the last upgrade path because we have some Titanite chunks. We can do the Washing Pole for maximum anime. We can do Ricard's Rapier to try to get the most benefit out of the magic weapon buffs, or we can do something like the Claymore. We can also do the Painting Guardian Sword. That's pretty tempting. In any case, that's something to think about because in the Duke's Archives area, I'm probably going to end up using Quelaag's Fury Sword for most of it. The enemies, of the things I have access to, it's probably going to do the best. So let's go ahead and feed Frampt a couple things we have duplicates of. I don't think we have too many, though. Yeah, some of these I want to keep duplicates of. Yeah, that's good enough. Most of the time, sometime off stream, I need to take a visit by the bottomless box and get rid of that junk.
Farewell.
Max out the broken sword. Yes, that is a great Easter egg. That the broken sword is one of the most useful weapons if you put a boss soul to it. Unfortunately, we don't have the faith to use it. All right, Quelaag's. Do we have enough Demon Titanite is the question. Okay, we do.